Hi my Stampin' friends, I'm Sandra at artypapercrafters.com, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and welcome back to the next part of my Advent Countdown projects. Today is hashtag 23 and we're going to be making a sweet treat table favour. These are really quite unique in that you make them with the quirky little scalloped tag topper punch. Very easy to cut the top there using that. And I've made like a little box for that part to sit in, and inside I've got some little chocolate coins. You could fit any chocolate treats or any little gift, keyring, whatever you fancy. And of course these would also be perfect to sell at craft fairs too. So let's crack on and make one. So to make our little table treat favours, you don't need very many supplies at all, as you can see. And today I've got a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock which measures 8 by 2 inches. And I have a piece of designer paper, and this is the very lovely foiled DSP's speciality called Year of Cheer. Gorgeous little papers, all with this gorgeous glitter. This is a copper and platinum that I'm using today, and that measures 6.5 inches by, no it doesn't, that's rubbish. What does it measure? Don't seem to have written the measurements. It measures 5 inches by 4 inches. So 8 by 2, 5 by 4. You need a piece of scrap for the little sentiment. And I've already cut out using my scalloped layering ovals in silver glimmer. One of these, and we're going to cut out the little sentiment in a little while. So let's start off with our piece that measures 8 by 2 inches, and we are going to score that. If I can get it in the camera's view, that would be helpful, wouldn't it? We're going to score that at 3.5 inches at both ends, so turn that round and score it at 3.5 inches at both ends. That's easy, done. And on our piece of DSP we are going to score it at 1 inch on the long side, 1 inch. Is that right? Do you know what? I'll just get my book, because I've got a piece of paper by the side of me, but I think that I haven't written all of the measurements. So 8 by 2, score at 3.5 and 4.5 on that long piece. Piece 5 by 4, and we're just going to score that at 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. So 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. So that's easy. Well, it's easy when Sandra gets her head around it. 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. So that's easy. And then this was scored at 3.5 and 4.5. So that's the scoring done. Put that to one side, and let's do some folding. So on our little skinny piece, we're just going to burnish those 2 lines, keeping that edge nice and straight up here. We don't want that running off crooked. That's it. So into both ends go into the scalloped tag topper punch. That's a mouthful. Love this punch, absolutely love it. Perfect for gift tags and all sorts of things. Love it. Put that in and punch, and those bits go in the bin. So that's brilliant. And then we're just going to fold and burnish our DSP. Love this stuff. Perfect for your Christmas projects. It's so glittery. I love it. Right then, we're just going to, I think I misscored there, so I'm just going to try and rub that little bit out. So that's a good tip for you. If you come off your lines on your scoreboard, just rub that over on the wrong side and you can see that I've got that out. So that's a good tip. Then we're just going to cut up our lines and we're going to wedge in a little notch on both sides. And we're going to do that on all 4 corners. So Christmas is definitely coming up fast now that I'm doing hashtag 23 of my Christmas projects. So it won't be long and it'll be upon us in a few days. So I hope that you've all managed to get all your shopping done. Of course, I've finished these projects towards the beginning of December because I know that people are just so busy when it gets to Christmas, and none of us have much time to spare when it gets right on top of Christmas. So that's why I've done these projects a little ahead of time. Right, so now you've got your 4 corners. Now these 4 corners are a little long, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut off that much, and that much is about 5/8 of an inch. So we're just going to go round on all these 4 corners and cut off about 5/8 of an inch, and you'll see why in a moment. That's it. So when you fold that up like that inside to make your little box, then they don't overlap and make a lot of bulk, because you don't want bulk. So what we're going to do now, we are going to glue all 4 corners. So I've got some wet glue here. Any glue you prefer will be fine. I have a preference for this Tombow for most things, although I do love Fast Fuse. I love that stuff. It's so sticky and it really is perfect for boxes and things. But we get a bit more wiggle room time with the Tombow on boxes like this, which is sometimes very helpful. Right then. So we put our little box together, and these would be brilliant as table favours on Christmas Day with whatever little treat, because they don't take up too much room on the table. Because I don't know if, like you get so much Christmas crackers and all sorts of things on the table at Christmas, and you find you haven't got a lot of room for these sorts of little table treats, but these are just a perfect little size to fit on your table. So that's our little box made. And all we do now is that slots into there. So check it out that it's a good fit, because sometimes you might just have to cut a little whisper off if you haven't cut it precise. So you need to go just exactly 2 inches for that to fit in there. So we've checked that fits, and from experience I have learnt that the best way to stick that into there is to put your wet glue in the bottom, because if you put your wet glue on the bottom here, if that catches on the sides, you'll get yourself into a right old mess. So putting the 2 top pieces together nicely and hold it, feed that in and down to the bottom of your box. Make sure that that's sitting nice and tight in there. Open that up and put your fingers in. Press that all around to make sure that those scored edges go right into the corners of your box. Because if you don't, when you do that, they won't come together well. ask me how I know. So now that's all loose, so now we need to put some of our wet glue near the top. When we can get it to come out, we will. And then push that up against there and hold that for a few seconds. Run your bone folder in and run that along to make sure that that sticks along the edge there. And that's nice, good and stuck. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Like that. Do the same, press that down, get your bone folder in and make sure that that's good and stuck. That's it. So that's that part of our box done. Now we're going to do some stamping and putting together. So we're going to take our scrap piece of white, and I'm going to put this down because I hate making a mess on all this paper. I'm so messy. And for the sentiment, I have used the sentiment For You from Birthday Blooms. Love this gorgeous stamp set. Perfect for lots of occasions, especially birthdays, but of course at Christmas you can use anything, and For You is perfect, so that's what we're using today. So I've mounted that on a block like that, and what we're going to do, we're going to stick that down on there. And I think that to match our project, because we've got that copper foiling going on our box, I am going to do some copper embossing. So let's get all the bits out for that. So that's my copper emboss pressure. And then we need our Versamark and our embossing buddy. Let's open that up. Right then. So run our embossing buddy over our cardstock just to get off any grease or anything like that. Into our Versamark pad, which is just basically like a glue. Down with our sentiment, press nice and firmly down and lift off. Into our copper emboss powder. Perfect. Put that away, lid on, before we have an accident with that. Let's get our heat tool to set that. Oops. Oh, plug's not in. Right, so it's going to get a bit noisy, so if you want to turn your sound down for a while, I'm just heating this up at the moment so that it'll heat that quicker. Right then, let's see how we go with this. I do love this technique, this embossing. It thrills me every time I see it turn. Lovely. Look at that. That's nice and very quickly done there. And that looks so nice. Right, so now we're going to get the layering ovals, which I've used for cutting this out. Love these things. Love them. Look at how many you get in the set. Gorgeous. Right. So over with our big shot. Plate down. And these are well used plates, I have to say. I think it might be time I changed them for some new ones. But for now. We're just going to use this. What did I do with my little oval? There it is, hiding from me. So place that over the sentiment. Oh, I've just realised I've got the handle round the wrong way. That's not going to work very well, is it, Sandra? Right then, through the big shot we go. Let's cut that out perfectly. Put that to one side. Put my oval away so I don't lose it. Put that away. Right then, now we can put our little treat thing together. So I'm going to layer that sentiment up onto my glittery card. Like so. Lovely. Love it. Right then. So we're going to get some treats, and today I've just got some chocolate coins, so I'm going to put those in. Of course you can get these chocolate coins from supermarkets. Loads of shops sell these chocolate coins. Or you could put a couple of nice, you know, the really lovely dark chocolates, which, oh, I love. I have a passion for dark chocolate. Love it. You could put a couple of those special ones in there, would be perfect. Maybe even some earrings for a lady, a little ring or something, anything you want. So I'm using, to close this up, this gorgeous ribbon called Metallic Edged Ribbon, and it's silver, so it matches my project perfectly. We're going to push that through there, and then we're going to cut enough off to tie a bow. About that much. So get your tails up to the top together, tie your bow, your knot rather, and I'm tying my knot right on the top, not at the side but on the top, like that. And then tie your bow round like that. Pull that up to a nice knot. Keep pulling it until you get the knot, the gorgeous little bow that you want. Love it. That's it. I think that's perfect. Cut off your tails. Looks like I've cut a bit too much. Never mind. You won't waste your ribbon though. So that's that. And then we're going to put our sentiment on here. So let's get some dimensionals for that. A couple of dimensionals on here. Put that on here. Lovely. And then I've got this little snowflake that goes perfectly on here. So I'm going to get a glue dot and stick that on with a glue dot. So I'm going to put that on with a couple of glue dots. Oh, it's not picking it up. I'm going to put that on with a couple of glue dots just to make sure that that sticks good and proper. I don't want it falling off. So that sits on there, like that. Lovely. And then you've got to have a little bit of bling on your snowflake, haven't you? So they match. And then I'm going to put one on there so that that looks nice and glittery and sparkly, and that finishes those off. So I hope you liked hashtag 23 of my Christmas Advent Countdown projects. If you would like to click on the down arrow description bar here, that will take you over to my website. Should you not have written the measurements down, everything will be on there, including the measurements in centimetres. My hostess code will be on my website for the month of December. My host code, if you use my host code during the month of December, at the end of December I will send you something lovely in the post. Thank you very much for subscribing if you've already subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, I'd be so grateful if you could. And I'll be back in a couple of days. If you would like lots more inspiration, I have over 200 videos in YouTube. If you'd like to click on and find them, they're all there under SandraR. If you would like to subscribe to my website, I have greetings cards on there that I post from time to time as well, that I don't do videos for. So join me over there. I'd love to meet with you. Always give me comments. I love to hear comments. I love to hear from you. And should you wish to shop online, all these products are available to purchase. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now. Bye.